Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt186. Now today I'm looking at some cheap RAM, but I'm gonna preface this by saying there was no intention to purchase this RAM to review. I actually just purchased it to kind of refresh some of my retired parts into that Montec case, and you know, I'm kind of was weirdly surprised. So anyways, the brand is called OLOy, and if you're here, you've probably seen this show up in the last year or two. And I did a little bit of research, a lot thanks to Tom's Hardware for already doing some of the deep dive stuff, so credit there for that. A company called Chunwell that came out back in 2012, who has been producing modules. They've started to produce their own stuff for their own brand under the name OLOy, and it's capital O, capital L, capital O, lowercase y. So if you've seen that, that might be why you ended up on this video. Found the cheapest kit I could and just threw it into this tower. But when it got here, I noticed there were some things missing, which made my brain itch a little bit. On the packaging of the OLOy RAM, there was nothing about the timings, and I realized I didn't really look at the timings anyways. I just looked for, I think it's 3000 or 3200. We're gonna break it down in just a minute. When I hook it up over here, we're gonna go look at all the timings and everything we can in it, and even maybe see what we can do with some overclocking. But for the most part, just needed some RAM to fill the void of, well, the fact that there was no RAM in that computer because, you know, that RAM stayed with the main computer. But my whole goal was just to have a filler, something to put in there, something to, you know, of course, be RAM, because you need RAM. Cheap, never heard of it, figured why not. So had no intention to do a video on this, but I am because it looks really good. It feels pretty quality, and I'm not dissatisfied at all. Now, it is pretty hard for a company to do RAM poorly. It's not impossible, but if you're like me and you've purchased and seen a lot of RAM come and go over the last many years, it's pretty hard to mess that up. And usually it's a user error when RAM isn't functioning well. Not always, but a lot of times it's a user error. When RAM doesn't work or go the way we want, it's something we did to it. So that being said, checking out this company and what they do, they manufacture modules essentially for other name brand companies that you have heard of. You better quit, cat. So our cat got on one of my chairs and started tearing it up. So anyways, when a company can kind of go their own route, be their own OEM, well, they can save a lot of money by doing that. Now, as popularity and demand for the brand grows, if it does over time, like I anticipate it probably will, like Team did back in the day, then we'll probably see things like prices go up or different echelons of product in their product lineup come out that are either going to be more expensive or use higher end stuff. Now, it is RGB RAM that can work with all the main motherboard manufacturers' RGB lighting. So if you go in there and set it up on Asus or Gigabyte Fusion or any of those, it should be able to talk to that and work just well. Alternately, I haven't tried it, but seeing as this has worked in the past with other RAMs, such as the Blitz, that drop their own RGB support, things like G-Skill can go in there often and talk to the DIMM slots and manipulate the lighting that's in there. I imagine that would work on these. I haven't tried that though. Maybe we'll try that today. But yeah, this is kind of impressive, and it just sort of dawned on me that this is another new company. I'd never heard of them before. I was skeptical. I kind of had low expectations, but so far, super pleasantly surprised. Anyways, let's take a deeper look into them. We're going to swap over to the computer where we hook it up, and we're going to take a look at a couple different things. And just to add on to that, this is the Warhawk, as it were, by OLOy. It's two 8 gig sticks for a total of 16 gigs dual channel set, so that way you can go into dual channel mode, obviously. And out of the box, it's 3000 megahertz. Okay, so what I have found out is I can actually boost these up to about 3266, keeping the clock speeds the same at 1.35 volts. That's pretty cool. It's not a huge, insane amount more than what we could be looking at potentially, I guess, with certain other more overclockable RAMs. Of course, there's RAM that comes faster than 3000, but for the 3000 that this already is, if you wanted to go 3266, it is quite capable and quite possible. On my build with 3900X, running those 16 gigs, stock core voltage and everything for the CPU, nothing super fancy there. All I did was adjust the frequency of the RAM up to 3266, everything was stable. When I tried to go above that, that's where I started having problems and instability, and had to drop it back down. I was really kind of hoping to squeeze 3400 out of it, but that might have been asking just a bit too much. Anyways, if you're wondering by looking at this brand, if you showed up here because you don't know who this is either, like I didn't know who it was, is it okay? Is it safe? Yeah, absolutely. I think that this is a pretty good brand, well, at least so far. It seems good to me, and I'll be revisiting it in the future for other things. So that being said, you guys have a great day, night, whatever it is. I hope this was somewhat helpful. If you just saw this and were like, what is this? Let me know about it. It's pretty affordable, so what's the catch? It doesn't seem to really have a catch at the moment. But if anything changes, I'll definitely post a pin, and you guys have a great day, night, whatever it is, and I'll see you in the next video that I do. On a last note too, I totally said I was gonna look at the Trident Z RGB software for it. I didn't. I totally redid everything already, so you know, I'll add that into a pin too if I can do that, and or just ask me later, because when I finish that other build, I plan on putting it on there to see if that works out. Just totally forgot this time, but you guys have a great day, night, whatever it is. I'll see you in the next video. I'm sitting here minding my own business, editing this video. There's a part where I spell out the company name, capital O, capital L, capital O, lowercase y. There's something to be said about a company that has fun with a naming scheme, and if you change where the capitals are, as in lowercase o, lowercase l, lowercase o, and then capital Y, and then flip it, YOLO. I mean, come on. That's fun to me.